Today we bust out the 70-30 injector, where you shoot twice as much of this color as you do of this color, and it can give you some pretty sweet effects. So we're all familiar with a standard dual injector. This is my 8-ounce from N2. This tube is as big as this tube, so when we inject the bait, you get just as much of this color as you do of this color. Today, however, we are going to use this guy. It is a special injector, 2-to-1 70-30 injector for the Shooting Star, as you can see. And what it does is it shoots twice as much color out of this one as it does with this one, which means you can get some pretty sweet effects if you want a thinner line on top. Think about it like a swim bait with primarily a belly color and then a thinner line on top, or, and what we're going to do today, a thinner belly. All right, got that one set to 310 and that one set to 305. The smaller of the two, the lower of the two, the 305, that's going to be the belly color, because I always want the top color to be just a little bit hotter. If there's going to be bleed over, I want the top color to come down on the belly, not the other way around. You probably heard that beep. The first bit, or my, not bit, but the first big batch of plastic is ready to go. Got the big pot out. This is the 5-gallon, because I got a 8-cup Pyrex here that is going to go into this bad boy, and it won't fit into the 3-gallon. So let's get that up there. Put it in the microwave for 6 minutes, because we're doing 6 cups, and 1 minute per cup gets it warmed up enough that we can use our new process and vac it now, which gets all the moisture out of it without you having to worry about vacuuming it once it's all the way hot, and then you get mushrooms and all of that crap. So she is in here, ready to rock and roll. And there you go. See those bubbles rising there? It's crazy. Even at high volumes like this, 4, 6, even 8 cups, this new process works, I mean, perfectly every time. All right, our first big old batch of plastic, 6 cups, warmed up, ready to go. Double check the temperature just to make sure. Oh yeah, we are good on that one. Let me get the other one. It's sitting over here. So recall, we're doing a 2-to-1, so I don't need as much plastic in both, right? So we got 6 cups here, 3 cups here. I already warmed it up, and I already vacked it out. So put it on for 5 minutes, give or take. That should get us close. This is going to be our top color, because as I mentioned, we're going to have a thin belly on this one. We're going to shoot the Gloria, which I thought would work really well with this pattern. I want to do like a green pumpkinish, but more green on top with lots of black flake in different sizes, and then have an orange belly on the bottom, but just a thin layer of orange instead of that half and half. I also have out the new 5-inch Slick Swim, and then I have one other that will be a surprise. You guys can look forward to seeing that. The first one, since this is the bigger color, this is going to be our green/green pumpkin. All right, so my recipe for this one, it's actually going to be similar to what we did with Wendy, only without all the extra flake. Sorry, honey, I know you're a fan of pretty flake. We're going to put a lot of flake in this guy. Lots of flake in it, but it's all going to be black. We're going to start out with green pumpkin. Normally this would be 12 drops of green pumpkin, which means we need 72 drops. All right, there's our 72. Classic green pumpkin. Hard to go wrong on something like that. But I find that when I mix just a standard green pumpkin like this with an orange belly, the green pumpkin turns way more brown than it does green. So I want to counteract that with a little Kudzu, equal parts. So 12 drops of this per cup, 6 cups, another 72 drops. All right, that guy should green it up a little bit. Yeah, kind of hard to see now, but it's going to be more green once it all comes together. So I do want, as I mentioned, to add flake, and we're going to do 3 sizes of black. we're going to do the extra large stuff, which if you don't want to find that on Amazon, it's now available at Barlow's. Extra large black. This is 0.125, eighth of an inch, however you want to think of it. So we're going to do that. We're going to go 2 sizes down to 035, so a classic medium, and then we're also going to throw in some 015 black as well to really fill in the space. So first up, our extra large. Normally this would call for an eighth of a teaspoon. We have 6 cups, so that's going to be a half plus a quarter. Go ahead and grab a half here, and then a quarter. If we get a little extra of this one, doesn't matter because it spreads out quite a bit. And then the same volume in the 035. Got a half and a quarter. And then for the smallest, it would be a 1/16, so basically half of that. So now we need a quarter and an eighth. Let's give that a stir. Get all of that mixed in there. Make sure we get it off of our stick there. 8-bit baits, big honking sticks make it nice and easy to work with these big Pyrexes like that. Yeah, buddy. See all that? Oh, doesn't that look good? All of that different size. I think it's going to make a fantastic top color. So you guys saw that I scraped the sides of that, right? It was setting up a little bit on the sides. The beauty of the shooting star is that it's close enough to be able to pour in this bad boy. So this is already up to 310 on the left side, which is going to be our top color, what we're working on. So let me turn this here and pop that off. Get my El spatula and grab it. Go ahead and make sure this is closed off. Port is closed as well as here, so we're not going to leak out. Just pour that bad boy right in there. Get my spatula, chase the rest of it, and this will start stirring. I'm going to turn the stirrers on here in a sec, and all of this that looks like it's setting up will cook inside of there while we're making the other color. Put our stirrers back on. That looks good. And flip the switch. There she is. See it turning? So that will do its thing while we work on the belly. All right, our 3 cups are all warmed up, ready to rock and roll. And this is going to be that orange belly that I was talking about. So we're going to make that very similar to what we did with Wendy. We're going to use standard orange because it's a little bit brighter. I like this one to pull out and really drive home, a little bit more saturated, that orange color. But this one, Gourd, maybe my favorite orange of all time. I don't know. So first color up is Gourd. We got 12 drops per cup, 3 cups here, so we need 36 drops. And let's start with that. Give it a good stir here so you can see what this color looks like all by itself, because it's fantastic. Oh yeah. Look at that sheen on there. I mean, it just is gorgeous, but it is a rather translucent color on its own, and we need a little bit more saturation. Hence the orange, as I mentioned. 8 drops per cup, 3 cups here, so 24 of orange. Alright, that will brighten this up a bit, certainly saturate it. Oh yeah, there we go. Very nice. Still got that nice sheen to it though. Love this mixture. So this is going to be primarily, when I was thinking about this color, I was thinking about it in terms of a craw more than a swim bait, although I think it's going to look great in both. And for a craw, I always think about dirtying up that belly. Even if it's like a pearlish or a monkey milk belly, I always like a little bit of black flake. So we're definitely going to do that. I've got a mixture of things. So we're going to use the 015 black as well, or again rather. But we're also, man, we're going to the whisker thing again. Black whisker. I don't know. It's just caught my eye these days. I have one more addition that is pretty tasty, but I'll show you that in just a second. Let's get our black in. So 1/16 of the 015, and I'm just going to do this 3 times. So 1, 2, 3 for our 3 cups. Likewise, same measurement. I considered going to an 1/8 on this one, but actually liked it a little bit more sparse. So 1/16 per cup of the whisker as well. 3 cups, 3 dashes of that. So let's get that stirred in. That will be a nice dirty belly. It's definitely going to darken it up a bit, as you can see. But it just, I mean, it looks like the craw has got dirt on its belly, right? I mean, how could that not be a good thing? Texture, all kinds of good reasons to go with that. But we are not done. Oh, no, no, no. There are some new 8-bit baits mica shifts out there. I'm sure you've heard of them by now. We are dipping into our first, and I'm going to go with Swamp Craw. This is a reddish orange. It has a lot more orange in it than any of the others. So we are going to spike this belly with a little Swamp Craw mica shift. And I'm not going to go crazy though, because it will turn it more red than orange. 1/32 of a teaspoon per cup. Let me do like a little heaping, just a little heaping 1/32. That never hurt anybody. There we go. All right, let's get that stirred in here. Should give it just a little bit of a sheen. Kind of like, oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Make sure I get the stuff off the sides. Don't want to leave any of that behind. It's just enough. You guys see that little sheen in there? Kind of see it moving around. It gets on the angle, it gets a little bit more red, but it's still holding that base orange color, which is what I was looking for. All right, and just like the last one, we'll go over to our belly color here. Get my gloves on. That one didn't have quite as much setting up in it because we were able to work with it a little bit quicker. Once again, closed off, good. Belly color into the mix. Scrape her out, get as much in there as we can. Woo, that looks good. Put the stirrers back on. There we go. Make sure it's sit right. And flipper. There we go. Paddle is engaged. Alright, this guy is just about ready to rock and roll. We'll get you guys seated here, but I need to get my injector. See it way back there? Yeah, right there. It's been sitting on that heater back there. There is a heater in between, right? Sits right there, and that's where I'll put it afterwards. But that external heater is way more efficient at speed heating, I'll say, that injector than the middle one, because the middle one's got to get these 2 pots up to speed and up to temp before it's really effective. As you can see too, I put the wrap back on the injector. That will help it keep nice and warm. Got that off of Amazon. Super cheap. Actually, there's enough in one purchase. You cut it in 3 pieces and you can wrap 3 of these things. All right, that looks good. You guys can see? I believe so. So let's talk about this injector for a second. The small tube is here, and that's on the right side, on my right side, facing me with this handle coming at me. That is going to be really, really important because that small tube is the one that we want sucking out of the right side. So as we do this, we got to remember that even as it goes into the mold, right? We got our molds here in the air vise. My belly color is on the right side, and for these guys, my belly color is towards me, the swim bait molds. All right, well, it is time to purge the system, which basically just means I need to get this plastic into the injector. Even though it's nice and warm from our heater and so forth, it still needs to get all that plastic up into the tubes, make sure the whole system is kind of level or equalized. So handle towards you, my thinner tube is on the top, so as I turn it, the thinner tube is going to be on this side, which is our belly, what we want. Now we're going to purge a little bit and push it back in. Purge a little bit more. We're just getting that plastic all the way through the injector. Alright, I think we're ready for a full draw. Coming over to the Glory craw here. The belly is to the right, so that's where my thinner tube is. The handle is facing me. Nice and smooth. There we go. Now we want to turn this so that the belly is facing me. Get these swim baits. Am I going to be able to get all of them? I don't know. Oh, looks like it. Yep, just barely. Got to go back and refill the surprise mold though. So back over. We also need to chase those because they're going to draw down. All right. Get a full draw here. Actually, let's just go ahead and chase them. I don't want to run the risk of a partial. There's my air compressor. There we go. And back over to our swim baits. Same thing, belly towards me, so thinner tube towards me. And there we go. Alright, these feel cooled off enough. We'll disengage our air vise and check out our Glory craws. So ideally, again, what we're looking for here, because it was 70-30, basically 2-to-1, is more of the body to be that green color, greenish, brownish color, and then a thinner, won't be right in the middle, but a thinner orange belly. So we'll find out. Ooh, okay. That looks promising. There's our orange belly. Can you see? Right there. See how little orange there is? And that green is already starting up? Hopefully that is a good sign. And those look phenomenal. Yes! So here's one of them up close for you. Love that big flake and all the depth that it gives, especially when you mix it with the other two smaller sizes. So good. And there's our dirty belly. Actually got a little bit muted, more muted than I thought it would. Could have maybe even gone with more saturation on the orange. Oh, there, the lights are helping me out. Hey, look at that. See how the orange, or the top color, makes up the majority of the bait, and then that orange is a nice, just thin belly color. That is really freaking cool. This one seemed to get a little bit more orange, but still, the majority is on the top, and that black, big black flake. Get it at Barlow's now, super easy. Link will be in the description. If I didn't add the black flake to the belly, then I think it would have been brighter. That black flake definitely muted it out. But that is a winner. Let's see now what the 5-inch slick swim looks like. Hopefully a thinner belly, a thinner orange belly. That green pump. Wow. This is unexpectedly good. It's like an open pour. The orange is there and it's not in the rest of the bait. Look at that. It didn't go into the tail at all. That's phenomenal. I mean, you couldn't plan it any better. How else do you get this look in an injection? I mean, seriously, like, what? It's like an open pour injection. I'm a little lost for words right now. That is absolutely phenomenal. Wow. Yeah, Let me know if that was a surprise to you. It certainly was a surprise to me, and it wasn't a fluke because it did it on all 5 of them. How freaking cool is that? That's going to be hard to beat. I do not expect that kind of result here with this extra one, although it is another swim bait. So I picked out the 3.4 inch fin kicker. So this is the internal lead mold, internal weighted mold, but no weight. So no hook, no weight in it, just shot it like a normal soft plastic. Now we did get more because of the nature of this mold. The belly color tends to go into the tail. Oh geez, they're all falling all over the place. The belly color tends to go into the tail more so than on other molds. So we definitely got that here. However, I'm seeing a lot more of the green getting back into the tail, which is not common. You can see what I mean. The green goes all the way back into the tail because it's 70-30. And you got less of that orange. You do still have some in the back there. That looks fantastic as well. See the light coming through? That's the gourd. How it sheens like that. Good stuff. So whether it's this little fin kicker, this unexpectedly fantastic 5-inch slick swim, or the craw, which by the way will be in the next drop. That's why we have the shooting star out, because after this video I'm going to shoot the rest of these craws, and this will be one of the colors available in the next drop. Whatever you do, however you do it, this was pretty awesome. I dig the 2-to-1 injector. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the ride as well today. Thanks for coming along, and as always, I'll see you guys in the shop.